We were getting, I think, like pretty frequent updates throughout the last couple weeks. So I was like, okay, like they're letting us know. It was just kind of more of when they were actually gonna like do anything about it, like precautions about it, like campus wide. But and so then it seemed like they were nearing towards relocating our classes online. I was like, oh, okay. But I remember talking to my roommate and just thinking like, well, housing hasn't sent us anything, like any updates that like the school has about how they're gonna deal with this, because there's at the time, like within the last couple weeks, all of us were still on campus. I don't think anybody had plans to leave. I wrote an email to housing, saying that I needed to stay because of X, Y, and Z. Like I like broke it down. I sent them a whole email about it. They basically said if you're I forget what their qualifications were for staying, but that you needed to have some kind of documentation listing why you should be given reason to stay, because they were trying to make it seem like, I guess it was a suggestion for us to leave in their first email, but they were like, no, leave by this Friday, drop off your keys at this area on campus. And that was like, no, like I can't, like that's just too much to do, because what does this mean? Does this mean we're leaving for the rest of the semester? Is it only for the next few weeks or a couple weeks at that time? Because to me that just didn't make sense. I was like, if I'm gonna just not be here for a couple weeks, I might as well just stay. I'm taking it day by day because I don't really know, like I don't know, like I know this is serious, but then it's like there's so many reports coming out, and honestly I'm like on social media so much, like I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, so it's just people are posting different information about how to go about this, how to handle this, and to me this is just so abrupt. I guess abruptness is the right word to kind of encompass all that this is, because it's like in the middle of the semester, of the second semester, and I had at this point on, like I'm a senior, I'm planning to graduate, so I was already planning towards how I was going to go about graduation, and like that whole week, because that was going to be a whole week of a lot of stuff going on. So it's now that graduation's been postponed, it's mainly just about trying to just keep up with my classes as much as I can, while still like trying to take care of myself. I'm trying to keep a clean space as much as possible. Since I've been by myself, I've kind of let things just everywhere, and I don't want to do that. I need to remind myself that like I typically do keep like a clean space, everything put in place, things are cleaned up around like just a regular cleaning schedule of like my house. But since I've just kind of been home and like really just chilling, like I haven't really been I've been kind of letting that go a little loose with it. So I'm definitely just trying to maintain like a good, clean, conducive workspace. Just trying to like just keep in touch with like family and friends, especially back home, because I could be back home right now, but I'm choosing to stay just for like my focus and being in school right now, because even though I'm not like on campus, I am still in school. It's still during the semester, even though every day we wake up it feels like a weekend. But just I guess I don't know, just trying to just see what I'm eating, definitely being a lot more mindful about taking in like fruits and vegetables every day, drinking tea and lemon water once I drink some lemon water. This is stuff I've already actually been doing, but just like I guess now there's a heightened to it to like to be extra safe and precautious. And then washing my hands, just doing like the stuff they've been the basic stuff that we can do to prevent this as best as we can until things hopefully calm down. In a sense, I guess just the fact that living here isn't really like disruptive to me and like my ability to be able to do things, go to school, go to work, be productive. But I think just the fact that it's quieter, I can tell there's not many people here now, and I don't know, it's just been easier to go along with my stuff, go along with finishing things up, because I know if I went back home I'd get comfortable really fast. My home life back home isn't the same as here. I don't have my own space back home. And so here it's just easier for me to not get distracted, letting myself get distracted and out of a routine that I have here as opposed to back home, because when I go back home it's for vacation, it's not to do like school or anything. So yeah, like that's kind of what is in a sense holding me back from going back home, because especially being a journalism major, it's like I feel like I just need that extra focus that if I was taking any other classes, I could do back home and it would be no issue. But I got an email a couple of days ago from housing. Just, I think they basically, it was like sort of a long email, but in a sense they just wanted to know who is still planning to stay by April 1st or who's planning to leave by April 1st. I think you do just like a roster, because I could tell, like, I think by the end of this weekend, a lot more people will be out, but I think there still are people here, because I've been going downstairs, or I've been going to like my lobby, or I've been going outside my apartment, and people are getting food delivered and stuff. But at the same time, I think I've also been seeing people pack up. Not like many people, it's not like this big hurdle or rush of people trying to like leave as soon as possible, like they're gonna close, leaving San Francisco, but just, one or two people a day I've been seeing, I think they're packing up a car and like it seems like they're like bouncing out of here. So yeah, but as far as housing's concerned, with this last email with the roster and everything, they did say something about that they want to gauge how many people are still here, so that they can, I guess, best support us, whatever. I don't know what that means. That to me, that's like, coming from them, that just seems very open-ended. I don't know where that support goes, because since I'm an upperclassman and I live in the apartment units of campus housing, we don't really get like much support in the sense that like we can all gather for something, because we're not all supposed to be together like that with more than like 10 or less people. So yeah, it's not like I would hope they would offer like dining services to us in case we do run out of food, and the supermarkets start to get like, they are behind on stocking up, but that hasn't been offered to us, because that's something you do have to pay for. That was just like a thought, like maybe like on the weekend or something, just to like give us a little ease of mind. But they haven't, so it's whatever. I still have my own food, so I'm good with that. But they said that, but I honestly don't know from the people I know who run my unit in housing who's still here. Like, I don't know if my RA is here or not. Like, she hasn't reached out to any of us about it. I don't know. I only know like one other person who's still here from my floor, or from the apartment. So I don't know, like it does feel like I'm really like alone here. Like if I get sick or something, that's gonna really be like my own, I have to really deal with it on my own. Like I can't really contact anyone from housing that I know would, come help me out as best as they could or knew how to. So yeah, I think they just kind of like are trying to get let many people out of here as possible, probably before the end of the semester, so they don't really have to deal with us. Like I mentioned before, since I'm a senior and I was supposed to have graduation, granted, graduation for me, like the ceremony wasn't like a big deal to me in that sense. Like I think collectively we all are just tired and we want to leave. We just want to graduate and get it over with. But the fact that is taken away, it's not really like taken away, like it's not going to happen, it's postponed, but still, like with everything seeming like it was set up and we were just building up to that moment, is really sad, because I know for me, like I had a personal that's obviously like an achievement for everybody, but for me personally, like I'm gonna be like the first person in my family to graduate college. I'm first gen in college and first gen like born like American in my family. So like there's just so much, it's like so layered, and like that's a lot of us here who come to state. So that was, that's like really hard. I know it's really hard for my family. I think they're still holding out hope that the school is gonna like reconsider holding graduation ceremony the day that they promised. Or the day that was scheduled. I don't really see that happening, as far as just like at this point it's just about housing and how and when everybody's gonna actually like leave finally, like for the rest of the semester until the next semester picks up. But I hope so. Like I don't know, I just don't know what's gonna go on with that. But whatever will be, like we'll still celebrate, like I don't think that's like something that's never gonna happen. But yeah, as far as like my living situation, it's pretty much been the same now that like housing it doesn't feel like they're pressuring us to leave as much, or at least I don't feel that pressure as much as I did within the last week or so. If they're still letting me stay within the next month or until the end of the semester, like, until I get stuff figured out, like that would just really take the pressure off of everything that's going on and help me better go about like school and stuff, because definitely within this last week or so, that's been really hard. I've been getting, messages from my professors and like editors too, to like be like, hey, when are you gonna get this in? Hey, can you get this? Hey, can you do that? But it's like I've had to ignore them for like a day or two, because I don't like, housing is sending us emails, and I'm constantly calling like my family back home to figure out when is the time to finally be like, all right, I should go back home, and if I go back home, how this is going to affect my classes. So it's just been this constant like thing going on for me about it. But now I'm like, hopefully now like me staying is like going to be a definite until the end of the semester, and it'll make the flow of my classes and me just completing what I need to complete easier at this point.